Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Oh, lovely. Look, inflation is going up again for the third month in a row. Prices pop again and the Fed and White House seek to ease inflation fears. Not going to work. The consumer price index spiked, climbing 5.4% in the year through June as used car prices picked up rapidly. Okay, let's go down and look at this, and let's do a really easy short quiz, and I mean easy and I do mean short. June had the highest inflation since 2008. Who was president in 2008? Oh, if you said George Bush, you are wrong. If you said Donald J. Trump, you are wrong. If you said Barack Hussein Obama, you are correct. And who was the vice president for Barack Hussein Obama? If you said Joe Biden, wow, congratulations, you got it on the first try. And when Joe Biden became president and he implemented all of Obama's people and economic plans and everything else and got rid of Trump's, well, hoot by golly, look what we've got. We have the return of Obamanomics through Biden. Is anybody surprised by this? Now, when they started throwing out the money left and right last year, me and my coworkers and neighbors, we all go, if you start throwing, and it's on the YouTube channel too, to verify it. When you start throwing money out of airplanes, $1,000 here, $1,000 there, 300, no, God, what was it over the summer? It was way more than 300 bonus bucks. It was like 600 a week. Yeah, it was 600 a week. So, depending on which state you lived in, that was up to $900 to $1,000 a week they were throwing out. Now, considering they put us all out of a job, that kind of makes sense, but it's still socialism. It still leads to the problems of socialism, which is now you've got trillions of dollars out there creating this inflation. And, I'm not really sure what you can do to protect yourself against it. They say buy property. Too late, because that's already one of the highest spiking ones. They say to buy Bitcoin. Fine, but as Clark Howard pointed out about Bitcoin, do you know anybody buying Bitcoin, says Clark Howard, to use Bitcoin? Or is everyone you know buying Bitcoin as an investment? If it's being done as an investment, and it's clearly made lots of people millionaires, it's not a currency. Bitcoin is not a currency if people aren't using it to buy things other than itself. So, do what you want with it. If you've invested and you became a millionaire, congratulations. I am sadly not joining you in that group. All right, so now that we've reflected back on the fact that, oh my God, we're echoing Obamanomics because we have Obama's people back in charge, and gas is already up. It jumped 5 more cents over the weekend here, so it's $4.15 in my neighborhood. And 7 months ago, before January 20th, it was $2.85. So it's gone from $2.85 to $4.15 in 7 months. Well done, Joe Biden. I've said on the record I wouldn't be surprised a bit if it goes to $8 or $9. Considering he's already got $1.50 just in California in 8 months, he's got 3 more years to go. All right, let's see what Forbes has to say about it. We are clearly seeing, little dyslexia there. We are already seeing clear evidence of double-digit annual inflation. Double-digit? That means 10, 11, 12, 13, 4, higher. That's not good. Okay, so it's weird because this whole article is talking about JP Morgan and everything until you get to the very end. It's like, why are you putting it at the end? I don't know. And then, it slams into this dumb article about buying luggage. Oh, let's see, where'd it go? I don't like the way it skips. Okay, let's try it again, and hopefully it won't skip this time. And, oh wow, the follow-up article changed. It was luggage last time. Okay, moreover, that's 3 consecutive months, all matching 2008, by the way, or breaking their record, I should say. Let's see, but the real inflation is glaring in the month-over-month data. Inflation in June, both nominal and core, soared almost 1%. That's just in 1 month, says Forbes. Moreover, that's 3 consecutive months of a monthly increase in the measure of price near 1%. Forget the comparisons to last year, it says. Extrapolate this month data out, and we are already seeing clear evidence of double-digit annual inflation. Now, I'm going to step back from Forbes, and I'm going to go over to Clark Howard again, and one of the things that he points out all the time is be careful when you're dealing with money that you don't get wrapped up in inertia. Because the problem with inertia, remember Newton's first law, is everything wants to keep doing what it's doing until something gets in the way. So yes, money has inertia, but there's always going to be something to get in the way. So while you're looking at the stock market, wow, it's going up, I'm going to invest because it's always going to go up. No, that inertia, something will get in the way and it will come back down. And when it's dropping like a rock, you can invest and go, oh, I don't know why I'm investing, it's always going down. No, because it's inertia, but something will get in the way. That's the way inertia works, even in outer space. If you throw a bottle in outer space, it's going to keep going, not forever, until some gravitational pull gets it and it smashes into something. Something always gets in the way of your inertia. So while he's saying, if this just keeps happening like this, yeah, but it's not going to keep happening just like that. It may be worse, for all I know. But the point is, it's not going to be the exact same data each time. Now, Bernie Sanders has turned the $1.6 trillion infrastructure bill into what was the number this morning? 3.7. So, I mean, there's a really good chance it's going to be incredibly far worse. But we got the whole thing with the Navy not being ready to go to war, the Air Force not being ready to go to war, and you've got South Africa, who is having their rebellions. You've got Cuba with their rebellions. You've got China building an enormous navy, which I don't care which country does it. And whenever I hear about countries building huge navies, I always think, do you remember the Spanish Armada? You can build a huge navy, but it only takes one hurricane to wipe it all out. And the other thing is, like, there was an article recently that we talked about on this channel. I said that the Navy's not ready because their ships they take too long to repair and things like that. I'm like, what do you mean repair? During wartime, they don't get repaired. They go to the bottom of the ocean. There's nothing to fix. But that's the point. You can build a really big navy, but guys, it's if you want, we live in the nuclear era. If you want to get rid of the Navy, you don't have to have a hurricane. You can just do a nuke and wipe them all out. Now, do you want to go nuke? I don't know. If you've ever compared Genghis Khan to now, Genghis Khan would go to a small village, completely wipe it out, except for a couple of people that would run terrified to the big city and say, oh my god, this guy just totally wiped out our whole town. But I think they said it in a different language. But anyways, and he would use that as the terror tactic, and oh my gosh, it really worked. So, yeah. But the point is this. In Genghis Khan time, and actually all the way up until, I'm guessing, Napoleon, you historians can correct the record here, the way it worked was this. They would go in and they would completely wipe you out, kill everything, including the animals, and then sometimes they would even salt the earth. And if they did that, it was a brutal method of killing, because we're talking, this is even before guns, so we're talking knives and just slashing people, all of them, and slashing all the animals. It took a long time, it was horrific, it smelled terrible, and it was painful. What a way to go out. When we kill people with nukes, we've only done it twice, but when we do it, it's and they're gone. It's kind of weird because there's that expression coup de grace and coup d'etat. And coup de grace means the cut of grace. And it means that we cut your head off so that, yes, we killed you, but we did it gracefully. And, it was the least amount of pain you could feel by having your head decapitated. And so it's the pretty way of a coup as compared to coup d'etat. And then there's one of them. So my French isn't that great. But anyway, so a nuke is actually a very humanitarian way of expiring humans compared to the brutality that we did before the Napoleonic Wars, where it was knives and guns and little pieces, and now you just go and you're gone. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying, if you're going to do things analytically, it's a much more humane way to kill people. So the world has been aching to war for a long time. If you go back to pre-World War II, the world was constantly at war. People, when I was growing up, used to always go, oh, the Middle East, they've been fighting for thousands of years. There's nothing going to stop them. I'm like, okay, that's true. But then I finally realized, isn't that true of Europe until World War II? Haven't they been fighting for thousands of years? Why do we never mention that? I don't know, but I'm mentioning it to you now. So America put all those bases in all those different places after World War II, and we've maintained the peace. But now America has fallen apart to complete disastrous levels where we are tearing ourselves to shreds, and everybody is navel gazing to see what color their navel is compared to their neighbor's navel, and it's just awful. Greg Gutfeld has made the point that we've spent so much time in the last year and a half to 5 years, ever since Ferguson, where we are just obsessed with the events of 120 years ago, and we're missing what's going on around us. Now I'm going to quote the movie Hook. Peter, you're missing it. Your children are going to be young once, and you are missing it. America, you are only going to be strong if you're paying attention to what's going on around you, and you are missing it. Can you think of anyone that if you ask on planet Earth who has any semblance of connection to the world, because there are people that don't, God bless them, they're so lucky, and you said, what is the strongest country on Earth right now? The United States isn't going to be the one they're going to say anymore. You know, and I know, who is the strongest country in the world right now, and it isn't the United States of America. And when you have a leader who has to read off of cards every single time he makes a comment or a teleprompter, he cannot speak on his own volition, and now he's gotten to the point where he is speaking he's faltering even while reading the cards because his senility has kicked in that far. And as I said before the election, it doesn't get better with age. Senility does not get better with age, and it doesn't. And he's down to reading cards now constantly. There's not an exception. Every time you see him on TV, he's reading off of cards or teleprompter. And when he was in the ice cream shop 2 weekends ago, he was digging for that card and he couldn't find it. And he's like, And even with the cards, he's like, If you've seen the interview that he did for the exit from Afghanistan, oh, that's going swimmingly, isn't it? And he's like, and the reason we're leaving is because, yeah, and there he goes. And there he goes. And I'll put it like this. The only thing more horrifying than having a senile leader in charge of the formerly most powerful country in the world is an electorate that knowingly put him there. Everybody knew when they voted for him, he would be far older than every president elected. He is older than Ronald Reagan when Ronald Reagan left office. And Reagan was, prior, the oldest president. We knew we were putting in a senile old man. So yes, the only thing more horrific than having a senile leader run your country, supposedly the most powerful country, not anymore, is an electorate that does it on purpose. In a democracy, you get the leaders you deserve, and in this case, you picked. You knew what you were getting. Hey, Chicago, I'm talking to you too. Hey, all these other Democrat-run places that have been run by Democrats for hundreds of years, if not shorter, and they're a complete disaster, and you keep voting for them. Sorry, guys, get what you pay for. And we now have, speaking of paying for things, this guy says double-digit inflation. Even if it's not double-digit, it's already really bad. And we knew it when they started throwing money out the freaking window. When you start throwing money out the window, this is what you get. You got too much money and not enough value, and it's just screwed everything up. I don't know about you, but my rent has gone up. My pay has not gone up. Isn't it lovely? Thank you for watching. We will see you in the future. And that's it. So, yeah, see you in the future.